The history of Hollywood is one of evolution by means of invention. As new equipment and methodology have been invented, its use and therefore resulting movies have evolved. For example, when Technicolor introduced its 3-color system, the quality of the results were excellent, but the camera itself had to run 3 different negatives, one for each primary color. So not only was the camera very large and bulky, but because the light entering the lens was split by prisms into the 3 different negatives, it also required a lot more light. These limitations meant that the majority of films made between 1934 and 1941 had to be filmed in large studios under hot studio lights or outdoors. After color film was invented and then improved, filmmakers began to see that color didn't just look pretty, it could be used to create an atmosphere, convey a sentiment, and help them tell the movie's story. Color grading is also known as color timing because it involved changing the amount of time the film was exposed to light through different filters during the film's development process. The process involved someone called a lab timer who would watch the film with the filmmakers and take notes of which areas of the film to expose to different colors of light or different periods of time in order to achieve the required result. Nowadays, this process is done digitally and is used for a variety of different reasons. To correct differences in lighting conditions where the film was shot. This was done famously in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, to make lush green scenery seem barren and desert-like, to blend with visual effects. This is done virtually in every modern movie. To change the environment time or season of the film. This is done in The Revenant by using blue to make it seem cold and solitary. To represent character traits like the use of yellow in Kill Bill, to draw people's attention to special details like the use of red in The Sixth Sense, or to give a film a certain artistic look, for example the green tint in The Matrix to give the feel of old computer monitors, or the solo color comic book style of Sin City. Another way color can be used is to set the tone of a scene. Different colors affect us differently psychologically. Red can depict anger, passion, danger, or violence. Pink feels innocent, playful, sweet, and feminine. Orange is warm and friendly. Yellow can be sick, obsessive, mad, and naive. Green feels neutral, but can also be ominous and corrupt. Using colors in a scene can change the tone and feel of it before anyone even speaks. You can also create balance or discord within a scene just depending on the colors you use. There are a lot of different types of color schemes, colors that combine with each other, colors that complement or oppose each other, and you can use these color schemes to help tell your story. In The Godfather, they associated orange with death, so every time orange was the dominant color in the scene, the audience sensed that something violent was about to happen. In The Dark Knight, blacks and grays are associated with Batman and purples and greens with the Joker. Changes in these color schemes can also be used to change the mood or tone of a scene, like it did in Up, or to show a change within the characters themselves, as they did with Walter White's transition from science teacher to drug kingpin in Breaking Bad. So, if color is such a useful tool, why do most movies use desaturated complementary colors, orange and teal, and virtually no vibrant colors? Well, there are basically 3 reasons why Hollywood's romance with color is over. Orange and teal are the opposite sides of the color wheel, and are therefore complementary colors. When placed together, they make each other pop. Human skin color is in the orange color range, and so in order to make the characters in a movie stand out in the frame, filmmakers use blue and teal tones in the background. The first digital cameras naturally captured a more overly saturated color, so for a while after their invention, virtually everything that was filmed had intense colors. In advertising, these intense colors were used to grab people's attention. In cartoons and animation, they are used to capture children's attention and make things seem wacky and fun. Toys, candy, and playgrounds are also brightly colored. This has led us as viewers to associate bright colors with childish things, advertising, or fantasy. Nowadays, in order for something to look and feel real and lifelike, it has to be pastel, dirty, and drab. Almost every modern film has visual effects of some kind, and to be honest, if you have the time and money, you can do virtually anything with VFX. Unfortunately, Hollywood is a land of budgets and deadlines, and there is not always the time or funds to do things perfectly. Visual effects are easier to pull off in a black and white environment because you don't have to deal with color and vibrancy. Think of a monster movie. Did you notice how all the fight scenes seem to be in the dark or at night? Water splashes, explosions, fire, dust, and smoke are all used to cover and simplify VFX shots, limiting what is seen and therefore how much work needs to be done and how much money and time need to be spent. The film industry is just that, an industry. And as an industry, it needs to make money. It has to have a product that it needs to make as good as possible, and it needs to produce it as cheaply as possible. Color is just too expensive. Please give us a like if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget the links to the music used in this video are in the video description, and let us know in the comments section what your thoughts on this topic are.